Also breaking tonight, word from the U.S. State Department that Hillary Clinton is surrendering her top secret security clearance. It comes in the wake of her handling or mishandling of classified information in the now infamous email server scandal. Trace Gallagher is following this breaking story. We just heard about from the State Department in the last couple of hours. He's live in our West Coast newsroom. Good evening, Trace.
Good evening, Ed. This all goes back, of course, to the State Department's ongoing review of the mishandling of classified information related to Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. And it also kind of gives you an idea of how slow some things move in government, because almost a year and a half ago, the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Republican Chuck Grassley, sent the letter to the State Department asking about the status of Hillary Clinton's security clearance. In that letter, Grassley stated that any government workers who possibly engaged in such serious offenses would, at the very minimum, have their security clearances suspended pending an investigation. Well, 3 weeks ago, the State Department finally responded to Senator Grassley's 2017 letter saying, quoting here, at her request, former Secretary Clinton's security clearance was administratively withdrawn on August 30th, 2018. The letter went on to say that on September 20th, the security clearances of 5 other Clinton researchers had also been revoked. Only Clinton aide Cheryl Mills was listed. The other 4 names were redacted. Of course, at the time of the probe, Hillary Clinton was running for president and no charges were filed. This summer, President Trump revoked the security clearance of former CIA Director John Brennan. And at the time, the White House said it was reviewing the clearances of several other people. So about 17 months after Grassley sent the letter, he finally got a response from the State Department.
Now from Washington, Byron York. He's chief political correspondent for the Washington Examiner, of course, and a Fox News contributor. Good evening, Byron.
Good evening, Ed.
So what do you make of this? Maybe better late than never, but a lot of people are wondering for a long time whether Hillary Clinton would be held accountable at all for the server issue. One wonders tonight whether this is something she just maybe was no longer using the security clearance and decided to give it up, or maybe she knew a blistering report was coming and wanted to say, I'm voluntarily giving it up before it gets taken away.
Well, nothing did happen as far as the actual criminal investigation of this is concerned. That was extremely controversial. Now, I think the idea that at her request it was ended gives her a way of saying, look, this wasn't a disciplinary action. I no longer used it. It's not something that is important to me anymore. But given that the administration has already done this with John Brennan, the former CIA director, who really bashes the president at every opportunity these days, I think people are going to want to look at this and say exactly what went on behind this withdrawal of a clearance.
Yeah, interesting. Isn't this what really infuriates people about the Clinton investigation, which is, James Comey and his role and what he did and didn't do? And now here we are years later, and she's surrendering the security clearance, doesn't even have it stripped. And many are wondering, has there been any accountability? Has there been anything to really hold her accountable?
Well, the key issue, of course, in her secret email server was that she did send classified information over this unclassified, basically unsecured system. And there's really no doubt about that. I suppose you could argue whether it was super important stuff or not, but the fact that it was classified, she did send it in a casual way over an unsecured system, seems pretty much beyond dispute now.